Picture this. You're sprawled across a sagging couch in a cluttered living room, the kind where the cushions have lost their fight, sinking under you like a tired sigh. It's late, past midnight, the witching hour creeping in, and the world outside has gone quiet, save for the occasional creak of the house settling into its bones. A single lamp flickers in the corner, its bulb buzzing faintly, throwing a jaundiced glow across the walls streaked with shadows that twist and sway like restless ghosts. The windows are shut tight, the glass fogged with condensation, muffling the distant hum of a city winding down. Cars rolling lazily through empty streets, a dog barking somewhere far off, the wind rattling a loose shutter. But none of it reaches you. Your world is smaller now, reduced to the rectangle in your hands, the phone resting warm against your palms, its screen a stark, unyielding light that carves your face from the dark. You tap the app, a reflex you don't question, and it unfurls like a flower blooming in reverse. A torrent of images cascades down, a friend's weekend hike, all rugged cliffs and golden sun, their freedom a silent slap, a stranger's new apartment, minimalist and pristine, a life you'll never tidy, a reel of a chef plating a dish, colors so vivid you can almost taste them, yet they leave you hollow. Your thumb moves, steady, relentless, scrolling through the gleam, the gloss, the lives that dance just beyond your grasp, and time melts away. 10 minutes, an hour, a stretch you can't measure. You mutter under your breath, "I'll quit now." Swear to yourself you'll shut it down. Turn off the light. Step back into the night that waits. You don't. The glow pins you, the feed drags you, and a question rises, jagged and raw. Why can't I quit? Why does this endless ribbon of other people's moments feel like the only thread holding me together? Why does every swipe carve a deeper pit inside me, yet leave me clawing for more? Here's the paradox that wraps around you like a shroud, tightening with every breath. You loathe it, the curated perfection, the relentless showcase of lives that dwarf your own, the way it turns your every heartbeat into a comparison you can't win. Yet you crave it, ache for it, let it sink its teeth into your waking hours, your restless nights, your fragile sense of self. You call it a prison, a leech, a mirror that reflects nothing but your lack. But when you try to break free, your will dissolves, your fingers falter, and you're back, trapped again. How can you hate something so fiercely and still kneel before it? How can a slab of metal and glass, a thing you could hurl against the wall and shatter, wield such dominion over your mind, your time, your soul? And here's the question that cuts deeper, a shard beneath your skin. What if this isn't just a habit, not just a weakness, but a symptom of something fractured, a void you've carried forever, a fear you've fed with every tap, a hunger you've mistaken for life itself? Let's not rush to untie the knot. Let's sit in its chokehold, let it squeeze. Picture your day, any day, the kind that blurs into 1,000 others, a canvas of routine streaked with this one unshakable stain. You wake, the room still soft with the gray haze of dawn, the air thick with the promise of a fresh start you never quite seize. Before your feet touch the cold floor, before your thoughts gather, it's there. The phone, the app, the pull. A notification blinks, 4 likes, a tag, a fleeting nod from the void, and your chest lifts, a flicker of something like need. You open it, dive in, a coworker's new promotion, all LinkedIn polish and corporate cheer. There rise a quiet jab, a friend's gym selfie, muscles taut under fluorescent light, a strength you'll never lift, a stranger's travel vlog, temples and turquoise seas, a journey you'll never take. You scroll, your breath shallow, and tell yourself it's nothing. Just a peek, a harmless drift. But the drift stretches, 15 minutes, 40, an hour, and the morning slips through your fingers. Coffee grows cold on the counter. A text from your mom goes unread. The sun climbs higher without you, but you're here, caught in this digital tide. How often do you swear it's the last time, only to find yourself back by mid-morning, fingers itching, eyes glazed? How many dawns have you surrendered to this screen, chasing a glow that never warms, a fullness that never stays? This isn't a thunderous collapse, not a ruin you can point to and mend. It's quieter, more insidious. A hum beneath your ribs, a leash you don't feel until it jerks hard. Aldous Huxley saw this creeping doom in his Brave New World, a vision of a society lulled by shallow pleasures, tethered to distractions that dull the spirit. Instagram isn't his soma, not exactly, but it's a close cousin, a potion you drink by choice, a veil you pull over the silence where sharper questions lurk. You're not just scrolling, you're fleeing, dodging the stillness where the real you might rise and demand answers. Schopenhauer would sit across from you, his eyes heavy with knowing, and call it the will, that blind, insatiable drive to seek, to grasp, to fill the emptiness with something, anything, only to watch it yawn wider still. The app is a millstone, grinding your time, your peace, your presence into dust, and you're the grist, willingly fed into its jaws. But this isn't just the musings of dead men. It's your brain, your body, your very wiring turned against you. Step into the labyrinth of your skull. Imagine a sterile room, machines humming, screens flickering with the dance of your neurons. Your mind stripped bare under the cold eye of science. Each swipe triggers your nucleus accumbens, that little knot of gray matter wired for reward, releasing dopamine in thin, tantalizing streams. A hit that hooks you, keeps you circling back like a moth to flame. It's variable reinforcement, a gambler's trick. Some posts spark joy, some sear with envy, and the unpredictability locks you in. Your prefrontal cortex, the sentinel of self-control, staggers under the barrage, too weak to pull you out. Your amygdala, that ancient alarm bell, flares at every frame. They're ahead, you're behind, you're nothing. Social comparison theory twists the blade. Every image is a yardstick, every like a verdict. Every follower count a sentence. The availability heuristic piles on, making their victories loom large. Your quiet moments shrink small. This isn't you slipping. It's a system winning, a machine crafted to exploit every crack in your armor, every seam in your soul. Rewind the tape. You're a child again, sprawled on a patchy lawn under a sky so blue it hurts, the grass prickling your skin, the air alive with summer hum. You had a ball, a kite, a friend who'd run beside you, breathless and real. Connection was simple, a shout across the yard, a scraped knee patched with a laugh, a shared secret under the oak. Now fast forward. You're here, hunched in this dim room, wired to a lattice of phantoms. Carl Jung would step into the frame, his shadow long and heavy, pointing to yours, that dark pool of envy, doubt, selves you've buried beneath years of compromise. Instagram stirs it, feeds it, fattens it. That hike isn't their adventure, it's your inertia. That apartment isn't their home, it's your drift. The shadow grows, a beast you've starved and caged, and you scroll to hush its growls. But it only roars louder, a hunger you can't sate, a weight you can't shed. This isn't just your war, it's ours, a plague stitched into the fabric of now. Friedrich Nietzsche saw the gods crumble, leaving a hole we've crammed with noise, with glitter, with this. Instagram is our new cathedral. Likes are prayers, stories are sermons. Follows are salvation. Huxley's lens cuts deeper. It's a leash, a pacifier, keeping us soft, tame, lost in a shimmer that blinds us to the real. Society laid the trap. Capitalism thrives on your want. Algorithms feast on your gaze. Fear keeps you hooked. You're not a soul. You're a metric, a click, a coin traded in a market you don't see. The app isn't a tool. It's a hunter, and you're the quarry, tangled in a snare you tighten with every touch. Zoom closer. You're at a park, the air crisp, leaves crunching underfoot. Friends sit around you, their voices weaving a thread of warmth, stories of the week, a joke that lands soft. Your phone buzzes, a post, a story, and you're gone, scrolling while they talk. Their laughter fades to static, their faces blur, and you're with strangers instead, measuring your day against their curated hours. You snap back, guilt prickling your neck, but the pull lingers, a tide you can't fight. Or it's later, 3 a.m., the house a crypt, the screen your only pulse. You swore you'd sleep hours ago, but here you are, another reel, another life, another pang that twists your gut. Jean-Paul Sartre would sit beside you, his stare cold. You're free, he'd say, free to drop it, free to walk. But you choose the chain, terrified of the blankness beyond. The app doesn't just steal minutes, it steals you, warping your ties, your dreams, your spine into something brittle, something less. Picture a web now, not iron, not stone, but silk, soft, shimmering, suffocating. Every swipe spins a strand, every like ties a knot, every hour pulls it tighter. You see the exit, delete it, smash it, breathe free, but the silk clings and you stay, caught. Viktor Frankl would lean in, his voice a whisper through the camps. What's your meaning? The app offers none, just mirrors of absence, echoes of lack. The void it feeds isn't new, it's ancient, human, primal, but now it's armed, sharpened, aimed square at your chest. You're not just hooked, you're lost, adrift in a sea of pixels that promises shore, but delivers only waves. Let's stretch this further, peel back more layers. Think of last week, Wednesday maybe, a day like any other. You're at work, the office humming with keyboards and coffee breath. A break hits, and instead of stretching your legs, you're on it. Scrolling through a coworker's baby shower, all pastel balloons and forced smiles, a friend's new haircut, sleek and bold, a change you'll never dare. A stranger's poetry, words that cut where yours stumble. The clock ticks, your lunch grows cold, a deadline looms but you're stuck, chasing shadows. Or Saturday, rain tapping the roof, a book half open beside you. You meant to read, to sink into something real, but the phone won, and now you're knee-deep in a fitness influencer's routine, a travel blogger's cliffs, a meme that lands flat. The rain stops, the book stays shut, and you're still here, scrolling. How many plans have you ditched for this? How many chances, talks, walks, dreams have you traded for a feed that gives nothing back? This isn't random, it's pattern, etched into your days like a scar. Huxley's dystopia isn't fiction, it's here in the way you trade depth for surface, silence for noise. Schopenhauer's will isn't abstract, it's the itch in your thumb, the ache in your eyes, the pull you can't shake. Neuroscience maps it. Your brain's reward loop spins endless, a hamster wheel you can't jump off. Dopamine spikes, then dips, leaving you chasing the next high. Cortisol floods when you see their lives outpace yours, a stress you wear like a second skin. The shadow Jung warned of isn't sleeping, it's awake, fed by every post that reminds you of what you're not, what you've lost, what you'll never be. Society doubles down. Think of the ads, shiny teeth, perfect homes, lives you can buy if you just scroll long enough. Think of the influencers, gods of the grid, their every move a sermon on what you lack. Think of the news, outrage bait, fear hooks, keeping you tethered to the next update. Nietzsche's will to power is flipped. You're not rising, you're bowing, handing your strength to a machine that profits from your weakness. You're not living, you're watching, a spectator in your own story, a ghost in your own skin. Let's dig into the wreckage. You're at a friend's house, kids running wild, music spilling from a speaker. You're there, but not phone out, scrolling a stranger's wedding while your friend pours their heart out about a fight you have here. You nod, mumble, miss the thread, and they trail off, hurt flickering in their eyes. You feel it later, the sting of distance, but the app calls louder. Or it's Sunday alone, the apartment silent save for the fridge's hum. You meant to cook, to call your dad, to sketch something real, but the screen won, hours lost to a chef's recipe, a viral dance, a post that leaves you cold. Sartre's freedom is a curse here. You could choose, but you don't, picking the trap over the terror of facing yourself. Picture the web again, silk turned to steel, threading through your bones. Every swipe locks it tighter, every glance welds it shut. You know the way out, toss it, break it, live. But the steel bites and you stay. Frankl's voice cuts through. Where's your why? The app has none, just a hall of mirrors reflecting nothing. The void isn't small, it's vast, a chasm you've poured years into, a pit you've mistaken for purpose. Make it urgent, visceral, now. Right now, as these words hit you, the phone's there. Its glow a siren, its weight a shackle. You feel it, the twitch in your wrist, the fog in your head, the dread of letting go. Huxley's warning tolls. It's your jail, your drug. Schopenhauer shrugs. It's your will, your doom. Jung pushes, face the beast it breeds. Science begs, snap the loop. Dopamine dies, you don't. Nietzsche thunders, smash it, rise. Picture this. The couch creaks, the screen dims. You stand, face the dark, and ask, can I quit? The steel groans, the question burns. Will you break free or sink deeper? The fight's not here, it's there, in the silence where you begin or end.